Just us.
It was gonna be over for you guys. I would have won the draft. I would have won the draft had I drafted Kenzie. Had they not taken out Maria, I would have won the... It was over. It was over for you guys. I would have won.
That's the exact reason I put you against Lana in fire making.
Yeah. No, that's valid and fair.
Yeah.
But it is ironic that Lana is currently playing a Survivor org and literally got sent to fire and went out fourth. She is currently the Liz of her season. And I think it is honestly so entertaining. I'm sad she's not with us here tonight, but...
the fact that someone on her season, also named Liz, is someone I directly talked to last night at the finale party, fucking begging her to do anything to help her, and it still didn't work out.
Anyways, hello, hi. Welcome to the Cub TV, part of the Currently Unnamed Podcast Network, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy, say something gay. Gay, I know things look a little different. I am not home currently. I am at my friend's place. I'm feeling this very lovely mustard-colored sofa that I'm on, even though it looks very chartreuse in my computer, but it's fine. We will all also be very happy because I have a new mic, and so my microphone issues have been solved. I'm very thrilled. It works. I sound great. People can understand the words coming out of my mouth, which is a very nice thing. And today's been a wild adventure of a day. So I poured myself a gin and tonic, but there's also grapefruit soda water in here. So it is simultaneously a gin and tonic, a gin and grapefruit, and a gin and soda, all of which are drinks I order regularly. Yes, I am an old man. Thank you very much.
Hi, old.
Hi, old. Delete it, bald. I am both.
Both work there. Anyway, hi.
I'll take it.
My name is Jack. I am the resident game designer of the panel, and if my voice sounds different, it's not because my microphone changed, but instead my voice hurts from screaming so much at the finale party last night. I also can't speak properly anymore.
The finale party, yes, absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I want to talk to you about the finale party a little bit, because Jack was at the finale party, because, hi, guess what? We're here to talk about the finale of Survivor 46. Wild occasions, wild shenanigans.
So many choices.
Episode, I can only imagine, and I want to talk to you about it, but I can only imagine what it was like watching the Final 5 immunity challenge in a packed bar in New York City. Like, I want to know, and I'm so excited to find out about it. But before we do, make sure to subscribe if you have not already, because we are here almost all the time, giving you almost all things TV. Now that Survivor 46 is wrapping up, we only have one active reality franchise currently. Reality competition show, I mean. So we're going to be doing a couple of other fun things over here at the Cup TV. We've got Love Island on the horizon. We've got Big Brother in a few months. We've got some other fun things that we're going to try out. So stick with us. We will be back, obviously, for Survivor 47 in the fall. We'll talk about Survivor 47. I'm already thrilled, excited, beyond belief. Dance company owned by Alyssa Edwards. Speaking of, go check out our coverage of The GOAT, which is currently the only reality competition show we are actively covering after this episode. So make sure to check the description below as well for all of our YouTube links, our audio podcast links, and our membership links if you want to become a member of our channel. For some exclusive, there might be some TV content coming over there. We're still working on our membership stuff. So With that being said, Jack, how was the finale party?
It was so amazing. It was my second year in attendance. The last time I went was for 44 because, I mean, I live by the Jersey Shore. It's very easy to get into the city, except when the train stopped fucking moving.
I saw your tweet. I was very concerned. And then the next thing, I hadn't checked in with any of your media. The next thing I see is you you posting a photo with Eileen from Australian Survivor. So I was like, okay, all's good in the world. It's fine. But
yeah, no, I got there just an hour 30 later than I wanted to, and about $200 in total down the drain due to Ubers.
No.
New York City. Yeah, no. So fun fact, it was all over the news. The power between Newark and Secaucus went out completely on the rail line. No. So the train did not move. Now, if we had gone to Secaucus, I could have actually taken the train in. Unfortunately, they dragged us back to Newark Airport, and I was supposed to get in at 5:30. I got in at 7. So much fun. And then I did get there eventually. And I mean, thankfully it was well on time. I mean, there was basically probably a good 2/3 to 75% of the cast just there, along with Big Brother, let me see, Big Brother, The Circle, Squid Games, I'm forgetting some stuff. The Amazing Race, that was an amazing one. I got to meet Ricky and Caesar, and they're so nice in person.
Ricky!
Ricky!
I love it.
And also, I got to meet Eileen.
Our queen from Australian Survivor. Period.
So fucking
that tracks. That tracks.
Yeah. But yeah, there was at multiple points in this finale, everyone in the bar was fucking confused.
We'll talk about it because I wanna dive into that. I want to juxtapose your story of seeing it with a bunch of people to mine, because I had a bit of a strange Survivor 46 finale viewing. I ended up watching it in 4 chunks over the course of last night and today. So I'm currently dog sitting, which is why I'm not in my current place. So I got to watch like bits and pieces of the finale live. So I had watched from the strategy session before the final 5 vote through the final 4 immunity challenge live. And then I wasn't able to watch the rest of it live. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll catch it this morning. No big deal. My roommate, I told him before I left my apartment who I had drafted. And by the time I stopped watching at the final 4 immunity, I only had 1 draft member left. Spoiler, I had Charlie. And I told him I only had Charlie. So I get a text like an hour and a half later after so many shenanigans happened. And he goes, congrats on winning the draft. And I was like, first of all, thanks for spoiling me. Second of all, okay, cool, I won the draft. Like, cute. I don't think I've won a Survivor draft before, honestly. So I'm like, cute, that's lovely. Sounds good. So I get on Twitter. Because I'm like, okay, I'm spoiled at this point, whatever. I was staying off Twitter because I didn't want to be spoiled. Come to find out, Charlie did not win Survivor 46.
Yeah. And
so we'll talk about it. I want to. Oh God, I want to dive into it.
There's so many things.
There's so many things to talk about. So I text my roommate in all caps, like 10 different messages, being like, "What do you mean I won the draft?" He was like, "Oh no, I thought you said you had Kenzie," and I was like, "No, I had Charlie. I told you this, you bitch." So Twitter spoiled me, but I still blame my roommate. So, you know, that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
I mean, you would have been spoiled by Twitter if your roommate didn't spoil you.
Well, I wasn't going to get on Twitter. That's the thing, is I was going to do my rewatch of All-Star 6 of Drag Race, and I was going to go to bed and just watch it in the morning, not spoiled. Because I've been spoiled the last 3 winners before I could watch the damn episode. So I'm like, I don't want to be spoiled on Survivor anymore. Yeah. It's fine. Regardless, y'all don't care about our antics. You care about the episode. So we dive in. It is Final Five. We pretty much go straight to the Final Five Immunity Challenge, which is a classic obstacle puzzle. The only thing that happens beforehand is Maria's like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. I fucked up.
Yeah. Maria very much realizes, oh, the move that I was going to make did not happen. And now I am the one who's taken the first shot at the final two that I had. Well, fuck my good loyalty with Charlie. And Charlie's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to do it too, but what the fuck?
Right. But he was like, I was going to do it at 5, not at 6. We'll talk about it.
But
so we go to the immunity challenge. It's obstacle, puzzle with a twist. I loved this Final Five immunity challenge because it is a very classic Survivor trope kind of challenge. You got to do the mud, and you got to go through the net thing, and you got to take all the things off of the plank, which planks become very pertinent very quickly.
Yes.
To solve a Survivor puzzle, and then you have to use the puzzle to solve the combination lock to bang your gong. So it's like a whole extra step added in. And I love that when we see this challenge, Kenzie finishes the puzzle first, thinks she won for a split second, and then Jeff is like, no, everything you need to finish the challenge is on the puzzle. So she starts going. It quickly comes down to Kenzie and Maria. And everyone at this point wants Maria out.
Everyone. I have thoughts.
Please.
Because I think this was incredibly smart. It was rewarding players' thoughts and also observation. In a normal challenge, there would just be the ladder up to the top. And there'd be no reason for the slide back down right next to the ladder with the hay bale. That just wouldn't need to happen. So I think if a player realized that fact earlier, they might have been able to figure out that something wasn't up. The one thing I will say, because this is the major sticking point of this challenge, Kenzie doesn't go back down to grab the plank. Liz does. Liz. I have thoughts.
Liz, in her biggest move and arguably only move of the season.
Yes.
Decides that she is so far behind that she is going to look over at Kenzie's puzzle, realize before Kenzie does, because Kenzie is confused. Kenzie is bewildered at this point. Liz recognizes that the thing that you need is the plank from like the second or third part of the puzzle. Or from the obstacle. She runs back and grabs Kenzie's plank and brings it to her. Now, there is no rule against this.
There isn't any rules against this. However, in my mind, there is a difference between someone going, oh, this person has solved a puzzle, let me copy their solution, versus
yes,
I'm going to give up my spot in this challenge to essentially give someone else the win. That's where the gray area hits for me.
Yeah.
If Liz grabbed her own plank, sure, because the numbers could have been different.
I'm pretty sure they were all different to the point where you couldn't like quickly copy someone's numerical sequence and do it, because they tend to do that kind of thing on Survivor. So I assume probably the planks were different.
then there's a fun little argument of, well, someone just got unlucky because they have 2 extra holes in their plank that they have to thread it through. Which,
or I feel like the difference might have been like the number of geckos on the puzzle. Like that's a little bit of an easier kind of thing.
But then you have an issue with the amount of pieces in the puzzle. I honestly think
exactly.
But
they probably were.
It's still the idea of grabbing a piece of a puzzle for someone else at Final 5. That is massive. And to me, it feels game-breaking. There probably is going to be a rule in the future where if a situation does come up like this again, you can't do that for someone because, I mean, unsurprisingly, Kenzie wins. And I mean, Kenzie played a very social game, and this is the reward for it. So I can't fault her, but I also have to just look at the producers and be like, you had an amazing concept for a challenge, and you fucked it up by accidentally making this challenge nearly entirely social. Well,
I'm so excited. I'm so excited to hear Peridium talk about this. I'm so excited.
Is this a challenge hack, or is it just cheating?
No, I think it's a challenge hack. Honestly, I think it'll be included as such because think about it. We could have ended up with a different outcome because by the time Kenzie wins the challenge, Maria had just gotten up the ladder again. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm curious as to whether Kenzie would have been able to recognize that she needed to go get her plank. And I wonder whether, it would have been a lot closer. So I'm curious if Kenzie had gone back and gotten her own plank. I'm curious what the outcome of the challenge would have been. I still feel like Maria probably does win.
Yeah. And that's
and then the 4 court jesters, as I've affectionately called them the whole season, or at least the back half of the season, they are able to, they then cannibalize each other, probably to take out Liz?
This is also something that doesn't make sense. The entire episode, everyone, at least from Liz's perspective, is talking like Liz has played the most excellent game in the world. What fucking game?
No, so here's the thing, Jack. Not everyone is talking like Liz has played the best game in the world. Liz is talking like Liz has played the best game of Survivor that has ever been played. She is the best player. Sandra, who? Tony, who? Parvati, who? Marianne, who? Alleged millionaire Liz Wilcox is the best player of Survivor of all time. And she made sure to let everyone know that she was the best player of this season. I hope she recognizes now that had things gone differently and had she ended up at Final Tribal Council, the vote is 8-0 to 0.
Yeah, no, she doesn't get anything.
It is 8. Neither of them do.
I mean, maybe Q's vote. Maybe Q. Maybe.
I think Q votes for Ben in that scenario.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
We're jumping like in 3 different hours.
Charlie wins in that scenario. Liz is not a factor. But honestly, I would have fucking loved to hear Liz pitch her game at Final Tribal Council.
I tried the one that is 3 rounds and it never worked.
Her big move, Q. The person she used to benefit her game the most, Q. What is her reason for? What does she want to do with the money? Not give any to Q. Like, Rumored millionaire Liz Wilcox is the best player in this game. This is all sarcasm, everyone. Please take it as such.
No, I'm real. No, all of this is real.
Oh no, I can't go that far. I'm not going to do that. It is just, oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, let's at least finish off the final 5 really quick because it is dead simple. I will be. Everyone is basically like, okay, it's Maria, right? Like, we're all good on Maria. Great. Maria pitches Ben. She pitches Ben. Okay, so running through the options here. She can't pitch Kenzie. Okay, that's fine.
No. Liz is the person she wants to sit next to at Final Tribal Council.
So that doesn't make
sense. She doesn't want to pitch Charlie again.
Because it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So I guess she does have to pitch Ben. And she makes some valid points of like, look, possibly Ben will have sway because he's been very social the whole time and like this and that. It's like,
I think Ben has that sway if the final 3 is Charlie, Ben, Liz.
Yeah. If it's Charlie, Ben, Liz, maybe. If Maria or Kenzie's there, no.
Absolutely not.
But yeah, everyone else goes, no. And I mean, Charlie and Maria during this whole round, Charlie is just trying to get as good of an impression on Maria as possible. If Maria finds an idol, then Charlie has someone he can work with at the final 4. If he gets her out, he wants her to be his champion and be the one that pitches for everyone to vote him. The irony in that is very strong.
Boy, could he not have been more wrong.
But
God, we'll talk about it.
Tribal Council, they never showed an idol being back in play, so it's a complete mystery.
I would have loved had they not done that and then just popped up with Maria with an idol. I would have lived and screamed. I would have screamed. But no, then they started playing the emotional music and we got Maria's whole backstory. And I was like, could you imagine if we're doing all of this shit, she plays an idol and Ben goes home? Like that would have been perfect storytelling. But no, Maria gets voted out unanimously.
Look, until Maria did not play an idol, I was very convinced that was about to happen just because
it could have happened, genuinely.
It's been this long-running trope of, I mean, we're going to play the emotional music for the person that's going, so it makes sense to finally be like, actually, she found an idol and never told you.
Even beyond that, it's been like the last couple of seasons, the emotional vote out at 5. Like I remember getting that with Jesse or was it Jesse? No, it was Carla in 43. I remember it with who got 5th last season?
I don't see. Now I have to do fucking memory.
Yeah, I'm like I don't remember.
I'm going back through the notes here. Right,
I'm like I don't. 45 would have been
Julie.
Oh yeah, it was the emotional vote out at Julie because that was a whole thing, and Katurah getting the music. It's like a classic finalist. The only one I remember that was like earlier on in that in the season. I remember getting the one I remember the most honestly is Lauren from 44.
Yeah.
Like I remember Lauren getting the emotional music. The one I remember otherwise is Shan. I remember when Shan got voted out in 41, because at this point, New Era has all kind of blended together for me. I barely pay attention to the winners of the New Era. I know the winners, and that's about it. But I remember Shan getting the emotional music when she got voted out. I think at the end of the day, I think Maria played a very dominant a very strong game. She almost matched a record for women in Survivor. And I think that's definitely something to be applauded. And I think there is a very strong likelihood she gets a call for 50. I gotta be honest with you.
Yeah, no, she probably does get that call for 50. I would actually bet money on it. I would have
said, honestly, I would have said Kenzie had she not won.
Yeah, I feel like if we had to pick a woman from the season, it would have been Kenzie or Maria. Or Tiff. I could have also seen Tiff.
I was going to say Tiff is the other person. Or even, honestly, I could see it being Soda. Because of how much Soda was featured in the early part of the season, obviously, because she ended up being first juror. Like, I really, from that edit we got from Soda, I was truly like, oh, Soda makes it deep. Not the case. The Soda went flat. But yes, Maria is voted out here. I have to say, I really appreciate Maria's game. I really do, honestly. And I think she is a fabulous woman. So stop coming for her online, y'all.
You can kind of be questionable about the other thing that she does this episode, but that does not mean to fucking attack her, you freaks.
Can we talk about how everyone this season was like, oh my god, Maria hates women. Maria hates women. Maria hates women. Does she? We'll talk about it.
I mean, I think Hannah Rose put it best. Y'all wouldn't pass a psych eval.
No.
She did.
She sure did.
Shit.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And no, I've really enjoyed Maria this season. I know that's not the case for at least everyone on the cup. I know a lot of people that are not currently here have not been fans of Maria that much, but anyway,
we're the ones who are here and
we're the ones that are here because we're the ones that showed up. So, Final Four immunity. It's not Samotion, and I really thought it was going to be Samotion by that tree mail that we got. I was like, oh, yay! Oh, it's not Samotion.
So, this is one of the things that Mike Bloom and that whole group was shown when they got to be there on the first couple days of the game. They were shown this giant kind of pachinko machine, and they were told, yeah, this is Final Four. Which is like, so everyone was very much anticipating this kind of massive scale. And this I love. I love this challenge so much because it is so simple in concept, but is literally just like
it's literally called Plinko Puzzle.
Yeah.
I love that that's not copywritten by Price is Right.
I think it's the same thing.
Oh, Price is Right is CBS. Oh, duh, of course.
I think it's also the same thing as like squeegeeing at this point, where the word is
like Ziploc, so commonly. Yeah, like Ziploc, Band-Aid. Like it feels like it's one of those things. So you have a giant Plinko board. This is a challenge. I saw this challenge and I was like, oh my god, we see this challenge so much on Australian Survivor. I'm so happy to see it here. Where you throw your ball up the giant Plinko board while simultaneously solving a Survivor logo puzzle. It's literally the logo that we have behind us. But if your ball drops into the chute, you have to wait for it to go all the way down. They've done versions of this before, but I think it's been like, it was a little bit like, so in a way it's a little bit Samotion and a little bit like puzzle split attention kind of situation. And this challenge is all over the place.
Yeah, this is a very, very interesting endgame comp. Honestly, this is more reminiscent of Big Brother, honestly, where
it really feels like part 2 of the final HOH or something along those lines. Like,
yeah, I mean, there's been direct comps in Big Brother where it's literally been like, we're going to have you solve a puzzle, but you have to tap this button every 45 seconds or you're eliminated.
It's so Big Brother. Is that what I'm thinking of?
It is exactly what you're thinking of.
Because the one I think of, I do not remember this might have been BB25 or something. The one where they're rocking back and forth on the banana. Do you remember that one? Yeah. What? I don't know what season that. I don't remember what season that was.
I could not tell you offhand.
No.
But yeah, no, it's that comp. It's basically that comp almost exactly.
It's split attention is really what it is.
Yes.
But like, I think at one point everyone drops their ball except for Ben. Ben is the only person, and Ben takes the approach that I would take. I would take a very, very conservative approach to this challenge.
Yeah, because essentially you drop the ball in the gutter and you burn a good minute. You basically burn a full shoot up that you were just sat.
At least one, if not like 1.5 of them, honestly, because it seemed like a long time. Charlie kept missing. Kenzie's real big problem with this challenge was she just couldn't get... Kenzie and Liz both had a lot of difficulty just getting the ball up the Plinko board. And Liz was nowhere in this challenge. Liz was Liz.
She got a couple pieces. A couple.
Yeah. But we end up with Ben taking the win, continuing a broken trend, but a trend nonetheless, of person who has not won immunity or individual immunity winning the Final Four immunity challenge.
Yeah. Which is really, I mean, it's interesting to see these players who like haven't won a lot be like, and here's the most powerful one, right to you. Right,
the GOAT, for lack of a better term. I wouldn't say necessarily that Ben has been a GOAT this season. I would say Liz was, because I think Ben actually played a pretty decent social game, but that's about all it was, unfortunately. But yeah, so Ben wins, and immediately we get back to camp. And immediately he tells Liz, "You're going in."
I swear to fucking God, this decision. I get why, because Charlie and Kenzie have both been actively helping him through his night terrors that he's had since day 13. Like, he's literally not been able to sleep right for for basically half the game. And they've been the one who's helping him.
Yep.
This is actively the worst decision you could make, and also a decision I would make. Like, I would make this type of shit decision.
This is when Ben officially lost the game, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, this is when Ben, for me, didn't really have a shot, because if
he throws
not necessarily. We all kind of figured Liz was going to lose the fire making. Liz thought she was going to... The only person that didn't think Liz was going to lose the fire making was Kenzie, because she thought she was going to lose the fire making. And basically this whole tribe sequence before we go to tribal is all three of the people potentially going into fire having panic attacks over going into fire.
And Ben on the side having panic attacks.
Having a panic attack! Yeah, Ben also having a panic attack because for the first time in 25 days, Ben has to make a decision.
Yay!
It's like, oh God.
I love Ben. I got to talk to him last night. He was incredible, and the vibe that you see on screen is exactly the vibe that he gives in person.
I want to go get a drink with Ben. I want to go see Ben's comedy. He's doing a comedy show tonight in New York. Probably it's happening right now at the time we're filming.
It's happening right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I think Ben is genuinely one of the sweetest people we have ever seen on Survivor, and I really, really loved seeing him on this season.
Yeah.
It's just a little frustrating because it's so frustrating.
He is such a great social game and zero strategic game.
Here's the thing. If I'm Ben, I put myself in fire against Liz. 100%.
That is probably the right call.
And either that or you take Liz with you. You either beat Liz or you take Liz.
Yeah.
Because
go ahead, you're good first.
I was going to say, just like, obviously Charlie and Ken, and this is obvious watching the whole season. I don't know how obvious it was for Ben, because obviously we saw Ben talk a lot about it in this episode too. Like, he was not in the right frame of mind. And I think if Ben had taken a step back, and I also think if Ben wasn't dealing with all of the shit he had going on, I think if he takes a step back and looks at the game from a bird's eye perspective, as opposed to a bit of the tunnel vision that, you know, due to outside factors that are kind of out of his control, he ended up dealing with. I think if he takes a bird's eye view of the situation, I think he recognizes to take Liz. I haven't seen any of his post-show, like, exit press or anything, so I don't know if that was a question that was asked. But I honestly think you take Liz and you make Charlie and Kenzie go up against each other, because then it gives you a bit of a better shot. And I would say best case scenario in that point for Ben is that Charlie goes home at fire.
Probably.
Because then you're dealing with three people whose games are primarily social.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's one of those things.
For me, at least, I look at it almost the opposite way. There's this weird weight placed on making fire at Final Four and having it be this big move. I think actually if Ben goes against Liz, not only so realistically, he beats Liz no matter what.
He beats Liz. Everyone beats Liz. The stools they were sitting on could beat Liz in a fire making challenge. Like, that's what it is.
Yeah. But if he takes Liz and beats Liz, he has something. It's that final risk moment that he took and said, you know what? I'm not going to let the other two gain a move here. I shouldn't be doing this. But in order to bar them from getting this final move, makes the most sense.
Yeah.
But
it's interesting that we haven't
doesn't
seen
win either way.
No, I think he maybe, honestly, I think he, well, based on the way Q voted, I was going to say he might get Q's vote. He might get Liz's vote, is really what it might be, and it might be 3-2.
Yeah, he doesn't end up a 0-vote finalist.
No, not at all. Or actually, in that case, based on how the votes went, it would have been 4-2.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Ben makes the decision ultimately. He's going to take Charlie. Charlie, for a second, thought about volunteering for fire. Thinks that he doesn't need it. Do we think that would have impacted the results?
Based on what we've heard, potentially,
yeah.
Yes.
Because, because of Maria.
I hate that
because of Maria.
so much that's a fucking reason. But yes, the answer is yes. It probably mattered.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not 100% sure on that though. The only reason why I say that is because of what the reasoning that Maria gives in the after show, and we'll talk about that. But I feel like there is potentially a universe where Maria still gets swayed in that way based on what Kenzie says at the end of the questioning. We'll get there. But Kenzie and Liz in fire making. Now, Survivor social media people, y'all are shady as fuck. Because that morning, they posted the fire making challenge on Instagram between Sundra and Becky. And did you see that, Jack?
I need to go look back at it.
So literally yesterday morning, we're filming this the day after the finale. Literally Wednesday morning, they post a reel on the Survivor Instagram. And it's Sundra and Becky's fire making challenge. That's Cook Islands, right?
I want to say yes.
I believe that's Cook Islands.
Cook Islands.
Yeah, I was like, that had to be Cook Islands. Look at me knowing my things. Ooh. Yeah, so they post the fire making from Cook Islands, which famously took like 2 hours.
Yeah.
To the point that Sundra ran out of matches, and that's why she lost. It baffled me because I was like, oh god, is this gonna be like breaking the record for the longest fire making? No, they were foreshadowing us that it was 2 women in the fire making, neither of which were confident in their fire making abilities. However, unlike Cook Islands, one of them is able to break through. Kenzie does end up winning the fire making challenge. And rumored millionaire Liz Wilcox is the final member of our jury. And the last thing she says before she is voted out.
It would have been all.
It would have been really over for you guys. I would have beat all of you all.
And
girl.
And Devin and Venus just look over and they're like, what? No?
I know that both of them in their minds were like, well, I know I'm not voting for Liz. I wouldn't have voted for Liz. I don't know about any of these hoes over here, but I'm not voting out Liz. Or I'm not voting for Liz. Oh my god. I think she is the most Debbie we have gotten since Debbie. And I would maybe argue that she is potentially the most unhinged Survivor player we have ever had. Like, I think she might be worse than than Debbie.
I think she's up there.
I think she's worse than Debbie. I think she's worse than Coach. I gotta be honest. And it might be recency bias.
I think it is a little bit of recency bias. It's gonna take me a minute just to process between the two. But I think
I cannot wait to go back and watch this season and watch it from the start and be like, oh my god, rumored millionaire Liz Wilcox. In the same way that I'm so excited to watch Survivor 45 back and be like, oh my god, financial analyst Emily Flippin. Like, who's gonna have the iconic tagline from 47? And why is it Asia? We'll talk about it.
Why is it rap podcaster Asia Welch?
Our TV podcaster, I don't know her last name. God damn it.
Welch.
TV podcaster Asia Welch. Like, there we go. Boom, done. We're starting it now. I don't know if it is. Hold on. I'm going to look it up. But yeah, so we have our final 3. It is Kenzie, Ben, and Charlie. They do their breakfast, whatever. Yes, you are correct. Our TV podcaster Asia Welch. Thank you. We'll talk about her more later.
So,
they do their breakfast.
With Liz, there's one more thing.
Oh, good lord.
So, I did look around a little bit, and I'd found a source that basically said, if Liz had made it to the end, she would have pulled off the ruse and said, no, I'm not a millionaire, I'm actually a single mom. So, unfortunately, the rumor is very false. But that's because she's a rumored billionaire now because of her love from the season. So, you know what? We're
great.
Close. It would have been that last little move that everyone went, huh? The fuck? But anyway, breakfast.
Well, so they do their breakfast. I was just going to go straight to Final Tribal because there is a lot to unpack from this Final Tribal.
Yes.
And it starts so poignantly, and I would say so correctly, with Tiff. Going, I don't want to hear Taylor Swift lyrics. I don't want to hear rock and roll. I want serious answers. And I was like, okay. All right, then. And immediately the Yanu 3 start fighting.
Yep. Immediately.
Immediately! Because Q cannot get over his own damn ego enough to recognize he's out of the game. Why are you arguing? It doesn't matter anymore. God. I see why people like Q as a game player. And I have to say, I think Q has been very entertaining this season, and this season would be very different without Q. And if alleged things are currently happening with Q, I'm gonna be happy for him. But,
Yeah.
You know the things, right, Jack?
50.
No.
Yeah, of course. What?
No. We'll talk after. We'll talk after.
The other one.
We'll talk after. We'll talk after. So the Anu 3 start fighting. It becomes very clear very early on in this final tribal, Ben has no shot.
Yeah.
To the point that by the end, a couple of the jurors just didn't even ask Ben questions.
It was genuinely a thing of, at a certain point, yeah, so here's an in-depth question for you. Here's an in-depth question for you. Maybe Ben will get a fun question, or a question that makes sense only if all three people are asked.
Truly. I have to say, my favorite question was Venus's. And I don't remember ever hearing that jury question before, and I was like, that's a really impressive jury question, asking what was a mistake you made and how did you flip it to be a benefit to you. I love that. I absolutely love that question. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and amend a previous statement I made. If it's not Maria on 50, I low-key kind of hope it's Venus.
If Venus is treated seriously, she goes very, very well in the season.
I would love to see Venus make the jump to another reality show.
I have a feeling she probably will.
I feel like, honestly, Venus on Challenge USA.
I'm thinking just flagship.
Oh,
I think they might just drag her in immediately because they're like, oh, the person that you were fighting with also. Yeah, get her.
Right. But yeah, no. I loved Venus's questioning. And on the flip side, I gotta be honest, I hated Q's question. And this is a personal thing for me, and I've seen people go either way on it. And I also recognize that if I was asked this question in a final tribal scenario, it would severely aid my case as to why I should win. I fully recognize that, if I had that question, it would be to my benefit. But I really don't like when people are asked what you would do with the money. I don't feel like, for me, that has anything to do with the game. And for me, as someone that's watched 46 seasons of Survivor, plus Australian, plus South African, plus New Zealand, plus UK, I forgot that one existed. I just personally, and I get why people are on the other side of the argument. I absolutely get it. I 100% understand it. For me personally, I don't think anything outside of the game should be, I don't think the reason for using, what you would do with the money should be a valid question or reason for giving someone the win in a game like this. I don't personally. In the circle, I think that's honestly a different perspective. And I think, because they always get asked those questions. So I think in some reality shows, I think it can be used to your advantage. I don't like it when it's used in Survivor. That's just me personally.
In my mind, it's almost like a mental tiebreak of I can't decide between these two people. What are you going to do with the money?
Right.
If I am really, really wavering, I'm interested to hear what you do with it, just because if I can help contribute to something and my mind isn't really made up, that might genuinely sway it. But 90% of the time, I probably don't get there. So, I mean,
Yeah.
And we see that sway occur in this final tribal. Like, we directly hear that that was one of the reasons why a vote flipped.
Yeah.
But
I would say 2.
Yeah. Actually, it probably got someone to win. But
yeah, actually, given the 2 that I think did flip because of it, yeah, I think so.
It probably got someone to win, which is incredible and also kind of concerning. But I mean, that's really all we have beyond just like generalized questions.
I like Tevin asking who on the jury did you use most to your advantage, and I love that it felt like Tevin was a little taken aback by Charlie saying him. And I thought Charlie did. I honestly think. I think here's what. I absolutely agree. Here's what I'm going to say. I think Kenzie did a good job. I think if I'm on that jury, I think I vote Charlie. Because I think Charlie had one of the best final tribal performances we've seen in a minute. I really honestly do. I'm not mad at the outcome of this season at all. And I would have been fine either way, whether Kenzie or Charlie won. I guess Ben too, but like it wasn't really deserved from a gameplay standpoint. And that's just my opinion on it. I think I vote Charlie in that scenario, honestly, given everything that they talked about.
Yeah.
And this is is this the closest vote in the new era? Or no, last season was 5-3 also, right?
Yes, I am double checking my notes.
Because I think it was 5. I think it was 5 for
5-3-0. And that is one of the reasons that Charlie specifically took a photo with Austin of last season. Because they had very similar things happen.
Yeah.
And
I'm sad Liz wasn't. All right. Go for it. And that's why Ben took a photo with what was it? Jake, Owen, and someone else, I think, as well, because they were all 0 vote finalists. Xander.
Xander, yep.
But we got a winner, 5-3. And Kenzie is our winner. Yay!
Aww.
I am genuinely so happy because I have loved Kenzie from the moment we got her cast bio. Like, I loved Kenzie. I loved rooting for Kenzie. I don't think she's my favorite New Era winner. I don't know. I honestly don't know where she will end up on my personal tier list of Survivor winners. But I think it's refreshing to see someone win with kind of almost exclusively a social game.
Yeah.
And she even talked about it in her final tribal, like throughout her final tribal speeches, was like her strategic game was her social game because that's the position she was put in basically from like day 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And also to get the arc of the Yanu doing so bad at the start of the season, flipping it around, having Kenzie not only win fire making and then win the season is such a gorgeous narrative arc, honestly. So I feel very satisfied in the like feelings that like this season is rounded out in a very nice way, in a way that I can't say for a lot of other seasons. And I'm very happy that we got our first white winner of the new era. We really needed some diversity amongst our new era winners. And I'm really just so excited. If y'all don't know, I'm quoting Marianne on Twitter because if you have not followed Marianne Oketch on Twitter, you are doing yourself a disservice because that woman is one of the funniest humans I have ever followed on social media. ever. And that was also when I jumped on that also fueled the thing for me being like, oh my god, Charlie won. Okay, cool. Like we have because everyone was like, and then I love everyone being like, oh, what about the one that won 43?
Yeah.
He claims to not fully be white.
I mean, sure.
I also don't like him, so, I don't care. But I love also... Yeah. I just love that 6 New Era seasons, 4 women have won. 4 women and a gay. The new era is for the girls and the gays. And now we need a they. Come on. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Before we get there, any thoughts on Kenzie winning, Jack?
Honestly, there's not much for Kenzie, but there is a lot concerning a specific vote. Because this is something that has been putting a lot of contention and has also shown up in certain other finalists, like Maria ends up voting for Kenzie.
Yeah, the vote is 5-3-0. The 3 for, which we find out in the after show, the 3 votes for Charlie were Liz, Hunter, and Soda. None of those surprised me, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we do find out not only Q... Well, we knew Q voted for Kenzie, because we saw that in the voting sequence, and I was like...
Yeah, no, that was confusing.
Shit.
Seeing how he was kind of on Kenzie's ass the entire tribal, and I guess literally the answer of what are you going to do with the money flipped his opinion entirely, which is very cute.
But yeah, we do get Maria voting for Kenzie to win. And her reasoning being, I saw the fire in her eyes during the fire making. So she basically had gone into Final Tribal with her mind made up already. Which, I have to be honest, I don't love hearing from a juror. Like, I don't love hearing that. Only because for me, I would want to go in with as open of a mind as I possibly could. And there's also been a lot of talk, specifically with a lot of the exit interview stuff that Charlie has done, talking about how Maria has pretty much given him like 5 different reasons and keeps going back and forth and like changing her reasoning as to why she didn't vote for him.
And a lot of people, I think, correctly are potentially calling it bitterness. And I mean, is it potentially being like, if I couldn't get there, you don't win? Maybe. I'd like to make it very, very clear. Don't fucking send hate to her.
No.
She's already getting enough of that shit, and she doesn't deserve it. With that said, though, both Ben and Charlie did just casually like comments alluding to it. So I think they're on the exact same path. And it was very interesting to see who almost immediately left after the show ended versus who stayed around. It might have been a timing thing, but very specific people left immediately. So, you know.
I have cat.
Yeah, you do.
I have cats now.
But,
Waffles, what do you think about the finale of Survivor 46? Did you agree with Kenzie winning? You thought Charlie should have won. Oh, he's running away. There's just gonna be a cat,
Yeah, there's just gonna be a cat there. It's fine.
Yeah.
Audio listeners, there's an orange cat that Logan has had.
This is Waffles.
Oh.
He's not mine, but this is my best friend. He is a one-eyed cat, so if you're seeing that there's only one eye, he only does have one eye. That is correct statement.
I was gonna ask.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Yeah, he's a one-eyed cat.
Am I saying that right?
Yes, you are. Yeah, I find it very interesting, everything that I've learned since watching the finale about the whole Maria vote situation. I find it very Waffles. Child. Okay. Anyway, I find the whole situation very interesting. Obviously, as a juror, everyone has the right and the ability to vote for whoever they want to based on whatever reasoning, because that's the whole entire premise of Survivor as a game. I don't really love the fact that Maria has kind of given him like 4 or 5 different reasons and keeps changing her reasoning. What I do love is how cordial and respectful Charlie has been in everything that I've seen of his exit press. Being like, we don't have a relationship. I don't wish her any ill will. That was an experience of our life. And that doesn't reflect where we are currently. And honestly, I think there's a lot of people from this cast that I would love to see back on a future season. I think Charlie might be number 1 for me now. Because I was just very thoroughly impressed, not only with his game, but with his demeanor and his attitude after the season.
Yeah.
And I think he is a wonderful, added to the wonderful pantheon of runner-ups of Survivor. And that's kind of that. I don't have anything else. If you have anything else, Jack.
I mean, Charlie did say himself during the after show, visibly still kind of in shock, and this was hard to watch, that he said the jurors voted the way they did, and there is no right or wrong decision. They voted the way they did. The vote came out the way it did. I can't do anything but respect it.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, y'all. I am thankful that Jack watched the after show. I got about 3 questions in and felt visibly uncomfortable for Charlie, and I stopped watching.
Yeah.
And I would just like to say publicly, because I've said it a lot, not publicly, but this is going on the internet. Survivor producers, please fucking stop doing this immediate after show. It is uncomfortable to watch. I don't enjoy it. Give them time to breathe. Give them an hour. Give them any period of time. Because it literally was the winner of Survivor 46, Kenzie. All right, it's time to go to the after show. Fuck that shit. I hated that. I hated it. Yeah. Get rid of it. Please. I'm begging you. I don't care if it's same night. It can be same night. And if that's what y'all want to do in the new era, because I understand with COVID things, I get it. But give the people that just lost $1 million the opportunity to process and grieve the fact that they just lost $1 million. It is disrespectful to every single person who has been a finalist in the new era who has not won. Because all 12 of those people have looked visibly uncomfortable at every after show that they have done. And I just hate it. Apparently I did have something else to say about this season. Because I literally put the after show out of my mind. So I was like, I don't care. So.
But, yeah, I mean, in terms of everything, it was just a lot of, hey, why did this go this way? Hey, why did this go this way? It wasn't anything super important. I mean, Maria gave a reason. And other than 40 several being premiered and several being as forcefully as possible being inserted in, but also I will keep reusing the word several like that when referring to next season because...
Oh, I'm so excited to intro every episode with, and we're talking about Survivor 40 several. I want to talk about one of our fellow podcasters. Asia is on Survivor 47. And as someone that's watched Asia for years on RHAP, I am so beyond happy for her. Because I know what that's like to audition for reality shows and to talk about these day after day, year after year. I've only been doing it now for almost 4 years. But, like, to have the career that she has in it and have her get this opportunity because of podcasting and because of Survivor at the end of the day, to get that opportunity to be on the show is absolutely incredible. I am so happy that Survivor producers cast her. And this podcast will be incessantly biased towards Asia. I am telling y'all that now. I am letting y'all have that because we will be biased towards Miss Asia Welch. 100%, without a shadow of a doubt.
That won't be the only person we're biased towards, though. Because
there's a lot of people.
There's a good amount. I mean, the standouts right now are John Lovett, which is
John
crazy casting.
Fucking love it. John fucking love it. I love it. I love it.
Writer of some of Obama's and Hillary's speeches from 2008. Currently runs the Crooked podcast, and disappeared a couple weeks ago for no reason. But
wow,
it just suddenly disappeared. Rachel Lamont has played multiple orcs in the past.
Yeah.
So that will be very interesting. Jerome Cooney has done a lot of esports commentating. Just a personal pick of mine because
he's from Arizona. Also a pick of mine. I was like, I'll take it. We got someone from the last person we had from Arizona was Jamie. I'll take this one.
And the other, Andy Ruda has a deep connection to Shannon, if I am remembering right. I'm looking through my notes here because there is a lot, but they are referred to as Baby Andy. And it's not going to pull up on my end, but
Andy Ruda. I believe they're married.
It would not surprise me.
I think I saw that online. I do also have the Survivor 47 logo. I'm gonna pop it up on screen real quick because I actually hadn't seen it. Because I haven't seen the full trailer in its entirety, honestly. This is a cute logo.
Halloween.
It's so Halloween. I hate the way that the 47 looks. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, no, that does look weird. I think it's.
I like the bats.
I do love the bats. The skulls on the bottom are interesting. Now,
very
important question: who do you think are the two people on the bottom?
Kenzie and Charlie.
That's not Charlie. Maybe Tam. It's either Tam or Q. I think that's Q.
Fucking wild to me. Wild to me.
But there is one more person on this cast. Teeny.
Oh, yes.
Teeny has played Survivor Pennsylvania, and she's from New Brunswick, New Jersey. I mean, I'm not gonna. I mean, the record that people from New Jersey have in this fucking game, she wins this season. I am so sorry. I do not give two shits. She wins the season.
Oh, yeah, no. Oh, yeah, no, I love
it. But, I mean, we are still missing 4 different people from this cast because as we're talking, they are currently filming. So
yeah, I think at this point they're on like day 4 or 5.
They are very early in, yeah.
At
maybe
time of
1
filming.
or 2 people are gone.
Yeah. So from what we understand. But I'm very excited. We will be back in the fall to talk about Survivor 40 Several. In the meantime, I don't think there's any other Survivor in the interim, actually.
There isn't, but if you wanted to watch some, go back. You now have time to watch Australian. You have time.
Yes, go. If you haven't watched Australian Survivor, or I'm going to even extend that, honestly, to Survivor South Africa. If you have not watched Australian Survivor or Survivor South Africa, and you have a way to do it, I implore you all to do that, because those are incredible franchises of Survivor. We've got 2 seasons of Australian Survivor coming next year as well, which I'm very excited about. But we will be back in the fall for Survivor 40 Several. In the meantime, we do have Big Brother coming up in about a month and a half at this point. So we will be here talking all things Big Brother. We'll be talking all things reality TV as we have it, and as it comes to us. We're going to be doing some other TV stuff too. We've got Love Island coming up here on the channel that we'll be doing. We're currently doing The GOAT. So make sure to subscribe for all of our TV content. You can check the description below as well to get all of our YouTube channel links, our audio podcast links, and our membership channel links. That's also where you can find our social links at The Cut Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You could follow me and Jack if you really want to, and you could go get your merch, including but not limited to the cup mug that Jack is sporting. We didn't talk about the cup mug, but go get your cup merch, including but not limited to cup mug at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link has been on your screen the whole time if you're watching, or it's in the description wherever you are watching or listening to us. We thank you very much for joining us for this season of Survivor 46. I'm sad it's over, but with that being said, we're going to get out of here. Cheers!
Girl. Cheers.
I was like, I have a cup to cheers with. I could do that.
Yeah. Okay, so which one of us is applying for 49 again?
Not me.
Fine, I'll do
Not
it.
me.
Fucking apply. God damn it.
Thank you.